They need to stop lying to us. They need to just stop lying.
And one U.S. representative who has been among the chorus calling for more government transparency regarding UAPs, Tim Burchett, joining us now. Representative, thank you for taking the time on your birthday, no less. Happy birthday. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I never thought I'd get to be 60. Here I am.
Here you are. Representative, given the increasing numbers of individuals who are coming forward with claims about UAPs, do you believe the government can still credibly deny its involvement or its awareness?
No, ma'am, it can't. You know, for I don't know, over a decade, for decades, they said they didn't exist. They weren't investigating. Then now they won't release the files. My buddy Lou Elizondo is an American hero. He's got a new book coming out. I can't wait to read it. But he is correct. They are every time we turn around, we have some little smart aleck kid with a man bun telling us in one of these government facilities telling us they don't exist. And then I said, well, what about this incident, or what about this report? And they'll say, well, I don't have anything on that. I don't know what you're talking about. You know, it's just, it goes on and on and on. What's going to have to happen, ma'am? We're going to have a president with the guts to say, let's release all of them. You know, let's turn them loose. The American public can handle it. This has been a cover up for whatever reason. I don't know where they're coming from. I don't know where, but man, when I talk to the best,
that'll never happen, especially if the presidents or whoever the president is know what happened in the past to the president that was inquiring about that information. What happened to him? Wasn't it Kennedy? What happened to him? So knowing that, they ain't gonna step out there. And like he said, they're gonna need courage because of the past.
Best pilots in the world, one of them told me, he said, Tim, this thing was 14 feet from my canopy. I could not misidentify it. He didn't say 15 feet. He didn't say 20. He said 14. And, you know, it just goes on and on. I talked to former admirals, people in the intelligence agency. It's not just, you know, some redneck from Tennessee who says, you know, something's going on. I've never seen anything that I couldn't identify. But, you know, but I've talked to a lot of qualified people who are. And those videos you're seeing right now are taken by our military personnel that the government said did not exist, and they cannot explain those.
I hear that. And I know your message tonight, turn them loose. You know, as a Republican, how do you reconcile the need for national security with the public's right to know about potential encounters with any non-human technology?
Well, it goes deeper than that. As an American, ma'am, I think that the American public has a right to know. It's not national security. They use it to cover up this thing with national security. Granted, if some of our secret apparatus is filming this at some certain location we're not supposed to be at, I understand that. But there's just too much. And if we have credible people telling us that they have recovered craft, recovered bodies, and dadgummit, we ought to be able to see that information and just quit with the cover up. It just makes no sense whatsoever. It's an arrogance. It's about power. It's about money. It's about all those things. It drives both political parties. And let's be honest, they're both crooked. Both parties are crooked. Ours just happens to be a little less crooked than theirs is.
Very quickly, Representative, can we expect any new congressional hearings with new whistleblowers?
Hey, I like him. I like him. Very rare do you see somebody speak open and candidly and call them out on their BS. Like, just, I like that, bro. And don't mind calling them and talking bad about them openly and honestly in public. I like him.
On the horizon.
Yes, ma'am. We'll be announcing something. I will not be chairing it, but we're, they wouldn't allow me to do it, but there's going to be some others that are, and I'd be very satisfied with them. We'll have I believe one of our female members of Congress will be chairing that committee, and we're going to get to the bottom of a lot of things. We're going to call some people in, and they're going to point some fingers, and they're going to name some names. So
we'll be watching.
I say let's get it on.
All right,
Thank
Representative
you.
Tim Burchett, always appreciate your time. Thank you.
The Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter took amazing detailed maps of pretty much the whole surface of Mars. And there are some anomalous pictures. It's very much worth humanity's while to travel there and find out for sure, are these artificial or not?
Imagine stumbling upon a doorway on Mars that seems carved by aliens. This shocking sight is just one among many eerie photos captured by NASA's Curiosity rover as it scours Mars for life. The intrigue doesn't end on Mars, though. But what if these snapshots reveal something even more chilling? What darker secrets are lurking in these images? Join us. Let's uncover the alarming truths hidden in NASA's photos. The Secrets of the Red Planet. The Curiosity rover, launched by NASA in 2011, has been busy on Mars. Its job is to explore the Martian surface and look for signs of life. During its journey, it has taken pictures of many strange sights that even puzzle scientists. One photo from May 7, 2022, shows a rock formation called the East Cliffs. In this formation, there are several gaps with odd structures. One gap, in particular, looks like a doorway made by intelligent beings, leading to wild theories about ancient Martian civilizations. Moving beyond Mars, let's look at NASA's prediction of a huge cosmic event: the future collision of the Milky Way with the Andromeda Galaxy. This event is expected to happen in about 4.5 billion years. When it does, it will be a magnificent display as these two massive galaxies merge into one new galaxy. The Andromeda Galaxy, one of the closest galaxies to ours, is moving towards the Milky Way at an incredible speed of 250,000 miles per hour. NASA captured a stunning photo of this event, showing its ghostly yet beautiful nature. But this isn't the only amazing thing captured by NASA's cameras. Each photo offers a peek into the profound and sometimes eerie universe around us. These images not only help us understand space better, but also make us ask new questions about the universe's vast complexities and the possibility of life elsewhere. On July 19, 2013, something amazing happened far away in space, about 1.2 billion miles from Earth. NASA's spacecraft, Cassini, took a stunning photo. This image quickly spread across the internet, capturing the hearts and imaginations of people everywhere. In this special shot, Cassini used its high-definition camera to photograph Saturn as the sun was hidden behind the planet. Uniquely, this photograph also included Earth and the Moon, appearing as tiny, distant, pale specks of light. It was one of the rare times our planet was photographed from this far away in the solar system. But this wasn't the best part. Carolyn Porco, the leader of Cassini's imaging team, had a fantastic idea. She asked people around the world to go outside and smile at the sky while the photo was being taken. This shared moment of looking up and smiling gave the event its name: the day Earth smiled. NASA's Viking 1 spacecraft took an interesting photo of a face-like shape on Mars. This image, showing what looks like a face in the empty Martian landscape, sparked a lot of curiosity. Earth has its own amazing structures like the pyramids and Stonehenge, which show ancient skill and mystery. The face on Mars might be a strange rock formation or something even more mysterious. Another weird find on Mars: there's something that looks like a floating spoon. The Curiosity rover took this photo, and it shows a large spoon-shaped rock that seems to float in the air. Some people joked it could be for a giant alien cereal bowl. This strange sight shows how Mars keeps surprising us with odd formations that make us rethink what we know about the planet. From Mars to the stars, our next stop is a giant star that looks like it's caught in a web, ready to surprise you, exposing a cosmic mystery. Moving away from Mars, let's talk about CW Leonis, a star that might creep out people who don't like spiders. NASA's Hubble telescope captured this star from billions of miles away. CW Leonis, also known as the Cobweb Dying Star, is a red giant in the Leo constellation. It's surrounded by clouds of carbon dust, making it look like a spider's web. This huge star has a radius 560 times bigger than the Sun and is covered in carbon dust that's about 69,000 years old. It's only 310 light-years away from Earth and is the closest carbon star to our planet, moving through space at 91 kilometers per second. So, as we keep exploring Mars and the universe, we keep finding more and more things that surprise and amaze us. Whether it's face-like rocks, floating spoons, or noodle-like shapes, there's always something new and weird to discover. At first, everyone thought it was something left behind from a settlement on Mars. However, NASA cleared up the confusion by saying it wasn't connected to any Mars mission at all. It was just space junk. Scientists suggested that the tangled object might actually be a piece of Dacron netting from the rover's landing gear. They explained that the netting had torn quite a bit, which is why it looked so knotted up. Later photos showed that the object had moved from where it was first spotted, which means it was light enough for the gentle Martian winds to carry it around. The Black Knight photo is one of the most famous pictures of a UFO in the world. Its dark and mysterious look has sparked the imagination of many, leading to questions about its origin. Some people believe...
But what the answers will be back from them? I don't know anything about that file. That's what they do. I don't know about that file. And they keep them hidden from us. But you heard what he said at the beginning of the video, bro. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to this next round of meetings.
It might be evidence of life beyond Earth. The photo was taken during the STS-88 mission in 1998, which was the first space shuttle mission to connect with the International Space Station, ISS. This strange object was seen floating in Earth's near-polar orbit, adding to the mystery. Some think it might be related to the odd radio signals that Nikola Tesla picked up long ago. Others suggest it could be a piece of space debris or a thermal blanket that was accidentally released during the mission. Despite various theories, the image continues to intrigue people worldwide. The Black Knight remains a subject of fascination and speculation, with its true nature still a mystery to many. Whether it is evidence of extraterrestrial life or something more mundane, the photo captures the imagination and invites endless possibilities. NASA has tried to explain this strange sighting, but none of their explanations have fully convinced everyone. Now let's move on to another fascinating...
See, stuff like that makes me think that we should always have a constant monitor or location of something like that. Anything that we have or cast doubts about, we should have like a monitor on it. Because if you look back and yeah, I'm going to use a movie as an example. You know, even in Independence Day, when those things started showing up, it was too late. They were in our atmosphere. But things that are out and they look like they're monitoring us and we should be trying to figure out, that way, when they finally decide to go on the offensive and possibly attack, we're somewhat ready for something that we've kind of paid attention to, studied, and figured out a little bit. That way we have a type of counter and defense ready. But we see things and we just go, it ain't that, it's there, or now it's here, and then that's just it. That's gonna get us in trouble sooner or later.
Space mystery called outer space music. This interesting audio was recorded during the Apollo 10 mission, one of NASA's successful lunar missions. In a video from the mission, astronauts inside the shuttle can be heard talking about some unusual whistling sounds. They playfully called these sounds outer space music. These sounds were recorded in May 1969 when the shuttle was on the far side of the moon, and the recordings remained a secret for almost 50 years. Today, we can watch and listen to this strange event. Imagine hearing those eerie whistles while sitting inside a small spacecraft, surrounded by the vast, dark space. It must have been a chilling experience. NASA later said that these sounds were just radio interference. They happened when the shuttle was on the far side of the moon, away from any direct communication with Earth. They called it just a technical glitch, but after watching the video, you might still wonder about these strange sounds and what they really mean in the unexplored areas of space. Leaving behind strange sounds from space, let's explore photos of cosmic wonders that make us question what we see. The mystery of Martian lights. This photo is truly fascinating because the pattern is very similar to our own ancient Stonehenge. However, NASA and experts in geology say it's just a natural rock formation that happens to look like one of Earth's famous landmarks. They don't see it as evidence of life from another planet. But that's not the most surprising thing we've seen. Let's switch over to something interesting from our solar neighbor, the Sun. There's another intriguing image to talk about, a snapshot of the sun with what looks like a smile. Captured by NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory, this image hasn't been edited. It's actually the sun's cooler regions, known as coronal holes, that have lined up to form what seems like a giant smiley face. Some people find it charming, while others think it's a bit spooky. Now, here's where it gets even more exciting. In 2017, an observatory in Hawaii spotted something unusual in our solar system, an interstellar visitor. This object, which looks like a giant cigar, was named Oumuamua. At first, people thought it was just a very large asteroid or perhaps a comet, but its odd shape got some folks wondering if it might be an alien spacecraft passing through our solar system. Each of these discoveries sparks our imagination and makes us wonder what else is out there. Could there be more to these strange formations and objects than meets the eye? So far, we haven't figured out exactly what this fascinating object is. It's about 1,312 feet long and 131 feet wide. Its reddish color makes it different from any other asteroid we've seen before. And then again, in 2019...
And why haven't we sent anything to it? Like, we're still trying to get back on the moon and do different things with Mars and stuff like that. But here we have something that could potentially pose a direct threat to us, and we don't send something to it, land something on it, try and do, or what have we done? Like, that's my issue. And if we've done something, then tell us about it. Inform us. Update us.
NASA's Curiosity rover spotted a bright light on the horizon of Mars. These photos quickly sparked lots of talks and ideas about what might be happening on Mars. Scientists have been debating what these bright spots could be. Some think they might be caused by cosmic rays hitting the surface, while others believe they're just sunlight reflecting off rocks. These mysterious lights captured the attention of people worldwide, making many wonder about the possibility of life beyond Earth. But that wasn't the strangest part. On February 7, 1984, during the Space Shuttle Challenger's STS-41B mission, NASA astronaut Bruce McCandless did something amazing. He became the first person to do a spacewalk without any ropes, using only a jetpack. Even though it was risky since he was all alone with no quick rescue possible, he pulled it off perfectly. This daring act didn't just break records. It became one of the most memorable moments in the history of space exploration. During the last mission of Apollo 17, a photo taken at a place called Geophone Rock suddenly got a lot of attention. At first, it seemed like an empty picture, but when scientists adjusted the contrast, they noticed something surprising: a pyramid-like shape on the moon's surface. This discovery made people think about ancient civilizations on the moon and reminded everyone of the pyramids we have on Earth. And there was more to uncover. Mars also has something pretty cool: morning frost. This frost is a key part of Mars weather, showing how the seasons and daily climate work on the red planet. Studying this frost helps scientists understand Mars' water cycle, and it's similar to frosty mornings here on Earth. It's an exciting area of research, especially for those looking into whether Mars could support life one day. Next, we uncover amazing space sites that reveal unexpected beauty and mystery. A glimpse into Mars's volcanic peaks. The European Space Agency's Trace Gas Orbiter and the Mars Express Orbiter recently made an exciting discovery. They looked at different images they collected and noticed frost forming on the tops of some of Mars's tallest volcanoes. This includes Olympus Mons, Arzia Mons, Ascraeus Mons, and Serranius Tholus. This frost shows up just a few hours after the morning sunlight hits the peaks and then quickly disappears, melting into Mars's thin atmosphere. The frost layer is extremely thin, about the thickness of a human hair, but despite being so thin, it holds about 150,000 tons of water. The Event Horizon Telescope took a groundbreaking picture that confirmed the existence of black holes. This supported the theories of Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking. The photo showed a dark void surrounded by a bright ring of glowing material, which looked both eerie and beautiful. This supermassive black hole is at the center of the Messier 87 galaxy, about 55 million light-years away from Earth. It is huge, weighing about 6.5 billion times more than our Sun. But this wasn't the only surprising discovery. Another interesting find is the letter L marked on Martian rocks. This was captured by the Mars Perseverance rover's SuperCam camera. Even though it looks like graffiti, this mark helps scientists identify specific spots for collecting rock samples. This precise method allows researchers to gather data while keeping track of the exact location of each sample. Then, there's the zombie star, which is a phenomenon from a type Ni supernova. This kind of supernova doesn't destroy the whole white dwarf star. Instead, it leaves a part that keeps pulling material from nearby stars. As it continues to gather material, the star becomes unstable, which can lead to more explosions. SN 2012Z, located in the galaxy NGC 1309 and observed by NASA's Hubble Space Telescope, is a good example of this kind of star. But the universe had more to reveal. Now, the Cat's Eye Nebula, NGC 6543, offers a visually complex and captivating scene in space. Located in the Draco constellation about 3,000 light-years from Earth, this planetary nebula was formed from material ejected by a star like our Sun over 1,000 years ago. The structure and colors of this nebula make it a fascinating subject for astronomers everywhere. But this wasn't the only fascinating thing scientists found in space. Far away in the universe, two galaxies are slowly moving towards each other, getting ready for a grand collision. From a distance, they look like a pumpkin with glowing eyes. At the center of each galaxy, there are giant black holes waiting to come together and release a huge burst of energy. At the same time, NASA's Nuclear Spectroscopic Telescope has captured an amazing sight called the Hand of God. This stunning picture shows high-energy X-rays that form the shape of a hand. This hand comes from a cloud of material thrown into space when a star exploded. It's a sight that is both fascinating and a little spooky. This image is of a pulsar wind nebula, created by the leftover core of a star that used to shine brightly before it exploded in a supernova. The material that was thrown out formed what we now call the Hand of God. Elsewhere in space, there's a nebula called the Ghost Nebula that looks both eerie and captivating. Officially named VDB 141, this nebula is in the constellation Cepheus and was photographed by the Mount Lemmon Sky Center. It's about 1,470 light-years away from Earth. The nebula glows with a soft, pale yellow light from the many stars inside it, giving it a mysterious look. It acts like a cosmic mirror, reflecting the light of these stars and enhancing its ghostly appearance. As we dive deeper into space, we find stars that act in ways we never imagined, changing what we know about the universe. The path of rogue black holes. The universe is full of surprises, and each discovery leads us to even more mysteries. This means there are still countless secrets waiting to be uncovered in the vast cosmos. NASA has shared a new image that shows 24 black holes moving around in space. These enormous objects, known as rogue black holes, are thought to be able to travel throughout the universe. In our own Milky Way galaxy, scientists believe there are about 100 million of these black holes. They move through space, pulling.
So with that many black holes, the chances on one of them just happening to either appear or run up on us is so much a possibility, fam. Like that should be scary, bro. The sheer destruction they can cause, like it's no stopping it. That many. So we need to figure out, as far as a black hole goes, okay, how are they spawning here? How often do they spawn? You know? Like, if there's not too many here, then what's the chances of them drawing this way? What draws them? What moves them? Different things like that. I think we really need to figure that out with black holes, bro. That could be the end of us if we don't. One appears here, it's too late. Ain't nothing you can do about it now. It's too late to try to figure it out. So I think we need to be proactive on that.
in everything that gets too close. These black holes are huge, at least 20 times heavier than our sun, and possibly even bigger. They zoom through the universe like cannonballs, always on the move. Imagine a vampire star. It's a star that acts like a vampire by taking hydrogen and plasma from nearby stars. This is like a cosmic version of cannibalism, where one star feeds off another. When these vampire stars take from their neighbors, those other stars might be completely destroyed or reduced to something much smaller, called a white dwarf. But this isn't the worst part. The process can even cause a massive explosion called a supernova, which might also destroy the vampire star itself. NASA has found several of these vampire stars over the years. One of them is named 17 Lepus Blue. This name might sound harmless, but the star's behavior is anything but. As vampire stars take more from their neighbors, the risk of a supernova increases, turning the calmness of space into a dramatic scene. The competition to survive can be fierce. Black holes and vampire stars are just two examples of how harsh and unpredictable the universe can be. The idea that there are millions of black holes moving around our galaxy, along with vampire stars consuming their neighbors, reminds us of how complex space really is. While black holes and vampire stars might sound scary, they are also a part of the natural cycle of the universe. They play a role in shaping galaxies and can even help new stars form. So, despite their destructive potential, they are important in the grand scheme of things. As we learn more about these incredible objects, scientists are eager to discover what else the universe has in store for us. There are still many mysteries to uncover, and every new discovery helps us understand a little more about the universe we live in. Are we alone in the universe, or are these stars just the beginning?